Konnichiwa everybody, welcome back. More pickups, still trying to catch up. Bit of a mixed bag today. Few different things. There is some Atari, but there's other stuff as well. So if you like Atari, great. But there is stuff for other people as well. Start with a couple of VHS. Don't buy these very often, but 80s classics. I'm not actually sure this is 80s, but anyway, it feels right on a VHS. And we've got T2. And then in a similar vein, Commando. That feels very 80s. I don't think I've seen this for 20 years at least. I remember it being good. So, kind of keen to see that again. Right. I think we'll start with the Atari. And then we'll move on to other stuff. We've got a few cartoon, then we've got a few boxed. First up, we've got Dragonfire. Now this is an iMagic game, or Imagic apparently, according to Daz. I stand corrected. But yeah, Dragonfire. This one don't seem that common, from what I can make out. Good game, gotta say. It's kind of twofold. There's two different screens. Starts off on sort of castle rooftops, avoiding the bad guys to get to the other side of the screen, and then it switches to like in a room, and you've got to sort of capture all the treasure and escape to the exit without the dragon killing you. Really quite good. Next up, we've got Dig Dug. Atari classic arcade, obviously, from the early 80s, I think. Not one I ever bothered with, to be honest. Even on these sort of compilations, you know, like the Namco Museum games. It's a Namco arcade, not an Atari, sorry. On the Atari, I should have said. Yeah, I've never played it on these Namco Museum compilation discs. I don't know, never fancied it. But I recently tried the arcade version and I found out it was quite good. And this is a decent version on the 2600. It's obviously limitations, but for what it is, it plays really well, and I don't think it looks half bad either. So that is actually quite good, I think. However, it's not as good as this one. That's Moon Patrol. Again, an early arcade game, and again, one I'd never played. And obviously I'd never played this before, having never had the 2600. But this is a magnificent game, I've got to say. So addictive. You think, oh, I'll just have one more go. I'll just have one more go. Fantastic, I've got to say. I mean, it's simple, as a lot of these games are, but I just love simplicity. It's utterly brilliant. You're just trying to negotiate the landscape, jump over the holes, while killing other stuff and avoiding enemies. Fantastic, I've got to say. Absolutely brilliant. I like that this much. Sorry, I like this that much. I think I'd upgrade this to a completing box when the opportunity allows, because that really surprised me. Really good. Right, now we are onto the completing box ones. Felt I wanted to get a breakout game, because I like Arkanoid, or I used to on the Specky, and I felt like I wanted the original kind of, so I picked this up, Super Breakout. It seemed to be better than the original Breakout, so I went for Super Breakout. Unfortunately not been able to try this yet because I haven't got any paddles as it stands. The standalone set aren't released on Amazon until May, I think it is, so that's yet to be played. But hopefully it'll be good. This next one, it's one of these that feature on a lot of sort of best of Atari videos. and it seemed to be not the cheapest game to acquire, even though it's not particularly rare or anything. And then I stumbled across this one, complete in box, in nice condition, for a really good price. So I pulled the trigger. Solaris, obviously. It's a very sort of technically advanced game for the 2600. I've got to say, it visually, for what it's running on, it's really, really good. And it's quite a complex game for a 2600 game. It's not sort of as simple as a lot of them. There's a bit more to it and a bit more strategy. And you've sort of got a map screen, and then you've got like a 3D into the screen flying shooting game, sort of like Afterburner, if you like. But I wouldn't say I love it, but from a technical standpoint, it's a sensational looking game for the 2600. So I am chuffed to have it. And it's by no means rubbish. It is good. I prefer this simple stuff, if I'm honest, but chuffed to get that anyway. Solaris. Then next up, we're going back to Imagic Games. Now, I love the boxes on these. These are kind of like the Parker boxes. But these are, in a way, even better, because they're like mirrored metallic finish on them. Just fantastic things. So I wanted a few of these for the shelf within the rainbow. And so I picked up this one, Cosmic Arc, because this again features on a lot of best of lists. And it's actually, this is the sequel to Atlantis, which is another Imagic game. Really good. I must admit, when I first sort of watched videos on it, people were recommending it, and I thought, well, that don't look very good to me. But I sort of took their advice, if you like, and went for it, and actually it does play really, really well. I think it plays a lot better than it looks. So I am chuffed to have it. And like I say, just absolutely love these Imagic boxes. And the last Atari game for today is another Imagic game, and this is another one that's on a lot of best of lists, and this is kind of in the camp of Mega Mania and Phoenix and Spider Fighter, and we've got Demon Attack. A lot of people sort of rate this one better than the others that I've just mentioned. And it is very, very good, I've got to say. I personally prefer Spider Fighter or Mega Mania, but this is really good. It's in a very similar style. Nice graphically, plays well. It is a cracking game, so chuffed to get that and have a tiny little complete in-box Imagic collection, because they do kind of look nice together when you line them up. And like I say, I just love that mirror finish. Right, Famicom. Now this is a game much like Dig Dug. Ages old arcade game. I've never played it. It's on Namco, again, museum compilation discs. Never played it. Played it, the arcade version, not so long back, and just loved it. And I've been playing it loads ever since. And I saw there was a Famicom version. I thought, well, I need that in my life. I need to try it. And we've got Mappa. Just love this game. Black cartridge, so a bit dull for a Famicom release, but it's one of the ones with a label on the top, which is kind of cool. But this is a stunning game. I absolutely love it. It's not single screen because it does scroll up to a point. It's kind of a single screen, but it scrolls right and left on a limited basis. And I mean, it's a very simple game. You've just got to collect the items within the level while avoiding the bad guys. And there's platforms, and there's like trampolines which transport you up and down to the various platforms. such a simple idea, but it's absolutely mega game. I wished I'd played this years ago, honestly. It is fantastic. And the Famicom version is really, really good. Right, we'll go with Saturn next. I haven't bought a Saturn game for quite some time. And this is from some time ago, to be honest, because like I say, I'm so far behind with pickups. It's been months since I bought this. But anyway, we got Real Bout Special. Stunning game. I love some Fatal Fury, and I think Real Bout Special is probably the best one, my favourite one anyway. It's just a single game, it's not the Ramcart version, but fantastic. Again, I think this was quite cheap, as I remember, but you just can't go wrong with Real Bout. Any Fatal Fury game, but I think Real Bout is probably the best. Can't wait for that new one to come out. That's not far away now. I don't know if it's this year or next year now, but God, it looks amazing. Some of the videos, looks mega. Right, PS2 we've got next, which is the last thing we've got today. This came about through my obsession with Atari, as a kind of way of trying games before buying them. And I bought the Activision Anthology for the PS2. A PAL game. Yes, I bought a PAL game. Doesn't happen very often. Stunning collection of games, I've got to say. Activision, on the whole, make the most quality games on the 2600 from what I've seen so far. And this is a mega collection of most of them. I don't know how many's on here. 45 games. Or is it over 45 games? It's amazing value. It's not like mega cheap. I think it's 15-20 quid if I remember right. Again, it's been a while, so I could be wrong there, but from memory I think it was around 15-20 quid. But there's some stunning games on here, and it's a great way of trying them if you're thinking of buying some more 2600 cards like I am. Fantastic collection. Now this next one, I've seen this around and about over the years and always overlooked it because the box is so naff looking. And it was a pickups video a while back. I had a comment, I think it was my best PS2 games, and I had a comment referring to what somebody else thought was the best racing game, I think it was, on the PS2. That led me down a rabbit hole of looking at this and that and finding out about this game, because they had recommended Battle Gear 3 in the comment. I forget who it was, but whoever you were, and whoever it was, thank you very much, because that led me to finding this, because they recommended Battle Gear 3, but there was a Battle Gear 2 also, which I thought I'd like to pick up. Now the Japanese version isn't that cheap. Again, from memory, it's been a while. I think it's 50 quidish, maybe a bit more, I can't remember. Anyway, there's a PAL version of it, which I'd read had got a 60 Hz mode, so I thought, and it was like 5 or 10 quid, so I thought that's the one for me. But it turns out, I've seen this game loads of times over the years, and it's Tokyo Road Race. The box is absolute shit. It looks so low budget, it's untrue, you know. Hence the reason I always bypassed it, because I thought that's going to be shit. It does say Taito on the box, which I should have took note of, because although the box is naff, and it's published by Midas, obviously for PAL, this is a good game, I've got to say. Really, really good. You've got to look past the box, honestly. This, if you like races, this is worth checking out. It's a really good game. So, as I say, thank you for the comment, whoever it was, I forgot. Had you not commented on that, I wouldn't have bought this, which I'm really glad I have. So that's Tokyo Road Race. Then next up, this was a cheapie. I remember looking at this back in the day, and it was getting good reviews, and for whatever reason I never bought it. And it's Katamari Demos, or I think it's called, is it We Love Katamari or something? It's got a slightly different name on PAL. Unfortunately it's the best of version, which, you know, a bit nasty, but nevertheless I bought it because it was cheap. Basically you're rolling stuff and, you know, creating a bigger ball and so you can pick up bigger and bigger stuff. Quite a simple concept really, but it's done quite well. I've only had a quick go, so I am looking forward to trying this more, because it is a really cool and unusual game. And it's made by Namco, obviously. So I am delighted to have it in the collection, albeit 25 years or so later than it actually came out. Then the last one today, PS2 again, obviously, another Namco game, and we've got Tekken 5. So I think this completes all the Tekken games. Well, actually, no, it doesn't, because I'm still missing Tag Tournament 2, and there's that weird one on the PS3, and I ain't got either of them. But it was the last mainline Tekken game I needed aside from Tag 2. It's the Japanese version, obviously. It's a nice box, I think. And much like the other Tekken games I've recently discovered in recent times, I shouldn't have neglected it back in the day, because it is a cracking good series and they are brilliant games. So absolutely chuffed to add Tekken 5 into the collection. I think that'll do it today. Nice short one. Nothing groundbreaking perhaps, but a few nice bits. Let me know what you think of any of that lot, and thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon. Sayonara.